Martha Alderson here, the Plot Whisperer. I'm starting a new series, The 7 Essential Elements of Scene. In the last series that I did, the How Do I Plot a Novel, Memoir, Screenplay, we were talking about plot at the overall story level. Now I want to talk about plot at the scene level. So I have a tricky little scene tracker template that you can track all your scenes on this for the 7 essential elements of plot, and that way you can see what your strengths and weaknesses are as a writer by what you fill in and don't fill in, and it also sort of gives you the motivation or inspiration or the push to develop some of these other areas that maybe you're not as strong in. So I thought that I'd start with the first column in the scene tracker, and in my new, or it's not new, but in the Plot Whisperer workbook I have a whole bunch of these scene trackers in here as part of the process of plotting your story out, both at the scene level and the overall story level. So the very first column is just organization. It's what scene are you doing, are you tracking, what chapter are you working on, and then the first real column, which is the first in the essential elements, is time, dates, and setting. And the reason that this is so important, and it's the number one column, is because it really helps orient your reader. Your reader is going to have a lot of demands placed on them, and if you can ground them immediately in the story, in the time and the place, then the reader can feel at least secure about where they are as they move forward into the story and start to meet more characters and understand what the dramatic action is all about. So I thought I would give you an example from The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. It's about a 17-year-old with cancer. And what's beautiful about this is the setting, the place where he starts the story is really in the cauldron for this story. It's the hot spot. It's whenever they come to this cauldron or this hot spot, we know something's going to happen. Nothing will be repeated. Things will be deepened. We'll understand the characters better, especially because the setting at the beginning of this story is in a support group, and it's a support group for teenagers who have cancer and are, dealing with living with cancer, with the threat of death sort of always hovering there. So the support group, of course, was depressing as hell. It met every Wednesday in the basement of a stone-walled Episcopal church shaped like a cross. We all sat in a circle right in the middle of the cross, where the two boards would have met, where the heart of Jesus would have been. I just think that's so beautiful. So here's how it went in God's heart. And then she goes on to sort of explain what it's like in the support group. But we immediately know where we are in the story. It grounds us. We're really captivated by this character, and the story takes off. So I want you to think about your story. Think about the time and the setting. How are you introducing it at the beginning of your story? Next time we're going to then use the same example. We're going to go into the middle, and if we have time, we'll go into the end. Otherwise, I'll just have to break it up. I'm trying to keep these under 3 minutes. Oh, and this is all in honor of a plot retreat that I'm doing with my friend Jordan Rosenfeld, who she and I are collaborating on a book for Writer's Digest, and it's Deep Scenes. So we have a website called Writer Path, and it is where we will have offer retreats, and the next retreat we have is in late spring of 2014, and it's going to be deep in the Santa Cruz Mountains. It's a beautiful, beautiful location, and you'll leave with a plot planner and a scene tracker for your novel, memoir, or screenplay. So I hope you will join us, and I'll see you next time.